Well, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is I'm your last inductee. The bad news is a lot of what I wanted to say has been said by many of the other speakers. But I have a few comments, and I start with this little story. And it's a story about myself when I was flying with the Blue Angels in 1986. We were flying a combined practice with the Blue Angels and the Thunder Chickens. I'm sorry, I sometimes it slip out, it was the Thunderbirds. And we were doing a combined practice at Naval Air Station, Pensacola. And it was an opportunity for both teams to get together and share best practices in the air show environment. And at the time, the Thunderbirds were flying the F-16s, and the Blue Angels were still flying the A4s. And we, being the great host that we were, the Thunderbirds flew first. Now, on the A4, it has in the back of it, the tail, it has a small parachute. And the parachute is used for emergency situation. If you have a total hydraulic failure, then you can deploy the parachute and it will slow your airplane down on the runway if you lost hydraulics and brakes. So the Thunderbirds, they took off, they did a fantastic show, one of the better shows that I've seen them perform. And then it was our turn to go out to show the real air show started. Just kidding. So the Blue Angels taxied out, and when we taxi out, we're closer on the ground than we are in the air. So we get on the runway, the boss runs up the engines, turn the smoke on, and he leaves the smoke on a little longer just to rile up the crowd. And he releases the brakes, we take off, and as we're lifting off, I noticed that my aircraft was vibrating a little bit. I thought initially, I said, well, it could be the nose strut was under service. So when that happens, the aircraft will vibrate as the nose gear is retracting. We continued to climb, and I noticed that I had to add a lot of power, and I was still not staying in position. We have a procedure when that occurs, you have to clear out of the formation. That's exactly what I did. And I can tell you what was running through my mind at the time. You know, it's a single seat airplanes, it's vibrating, you're thinking the engine is coming apart. So as we cleared the formation, the maintenance officer came up over the radios and he said, "Big time," that was my call sign. "Hey, big time, your drug chute is out." I wish you could have seen the impression in my cockpit at the time. My impression went from, "Oh my goodness, my engine is coming apart," to, "Oh, how I wish my engine was coming apart." because it was so embarrassing to have that parachute flapping behind the jet. I had to jettison it in front of the Thunderbirds, no less. So I had to jettison that parachute, rejoin the formation, and fly the next 13 maneuvers without thinking about what happened on the very first. I had to put it behind me. So with that said, I think I can get started. I do have some prepared remarks, and let me get started. Before expressing my appreciation to my family and friends, I wanted to publicly give honor to God for his enduring love and for his shield of protection that has allowed me to not only survive in some of the most demanding and unforgiving aviation environments, but to thrive as an aviator and leader. His power and grace empowered me to rise above significant obstacles and difficulties to a position of respect and trust. And even in my failures and setbacks, he allowed me to serve with uncommon courage and grace. I must also give honor to God for being born to parents who love and wanted only the best for their 12 children. I am blessed to have so many family members and friends who have supported and guided me all along the way. And for the blessing of being born in a country, in a state that has so much to be grateful for. I am truly blessed by his love and grace. Can I get an amen? Amen. Okay. Thank you. I am also honored and flattered to have been voted into the Georgia Aviation Hall of Fame. I am deeply honored to be recognized with the past inductees who laid the foundation for the rich aviation history that the state of Georgia enjoys today. I am especially proud to congratulate my fellow inductees tonight. Janet Bragg's family, that was a very emotional presentation earlier. Thank you so much. It was very graceful, and I appreciate being a part of this ceremony. And of course, for my good friend, Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Fennerman, great. I love your presentation. In fact, you inspired me to tell a story. So, what makes this evening special is sharing this evening with so many family members, friends, and supporters. My comments this evening will be expressions of gratitude. And I would like to start by giving a special thank you to the Georgia Aviation Hall of Fame Board of Directors and their staff for the planning and execution of tonight's ceremony. Thank you, job well done. After my Navy career, I was fortunate to work for two of America's most recognizable brands, UPS and the Coca-Cola Company. I would like to recognize and express my sincere appreciation to UPS for the inductees name sponsorship and to the Coca-Cola Company for providing a generous founder's sponsorship for this ceremony. So thank you, UPS and the Coca-Cola Company. At this point in my comments, it's impossible to say thank you and express my appreciation to everyone who helped me learn and develop my skill as a man, as an aviator, and as a leader. So I apologize to any family member or friend or supporter that I might miss tonight. If you were to ask me who are my heroes, I wouldn't look any further than my parents, Addie and I.C. Cochran. When I consider what they were able to achieve raising their 12 children, owning and operating a farm, and establishing themselves as a pillar of the local community is quite remarkable. They instill in all of their children the fundamental values of respect, education, discipline, service, trust, spirituality, and gratitude. These values laid the foundation for their children to graduate from high school, all of them, 8 from achieve 4-year degrees, 3 earned master's degrees, and 1 doctorate candidate, Felicia. Looking forward to you getting that degree. But it didn't end there. 7 of us served in the armed forces of the United States, including 4 in the Navy, 3 of which were officers, 2 in the Army, 1 in the Air Force, who was also part of Air Force One and Air Force Two. Over 100 years of military service between us. Mom and Dad, you really are heroes. Aviation attracts some very special people, and it was at an air show in Dallas, Texas, where I met my wife, E. Marvinay. It was a close encounter of the best kind that endured over 30 years of love and adventure. E. Marvinay, I have no doubts that without your love and support, this incredible professional journey would have been extremely difficult. You have been everything I dreamed of, the best wife, mother, and friends I can imagine. Not only do we have the love and respect that a husband and wife should always enjoy, but we have been blessed to have a true friendship and companionship to make our adventure together exciting and fulfilling. Marvinay, I love you, girl. Thank you. And of course, I have my children here. I have Chris, Toby, Destiny, my grandson there, Dakari. My son, Donnie Jr., couldn't make it today. But I want you guys to know how much I appreciate and how proud I am of you. Could you please stand just for everybody to see who you are? Thank you. My time at Savannah State in the Naval ROTC unit reinforced the fundamental values I received from my parents. Now the values of purpose, responsibility, and wisdom became focus. It is my pleasure to recognize a few of my Savannah State University family, people like Welch. First of all, my class of 1976, please stand real quick. All right. My career in the Navy brought into my life many friends, mentors, and supporters who guided me in my career. It is my pleasure to recognize a few of my Navy family, Rear Admiral Earl Gay, Steve Raisin, Vice Admiral Andy Wins, Ron Evans, Captain Ed Gantz, and Clavin Williams. I've also had the pleasure of being a member of and supporter of so many great organizations like OBAP, NNOA, Brothers of the Wind from Embry-Riddle University, Blue Angel Association. I would like to recognize and say thank you so much for attending. James Modesto, Rob Williams, Vance Williams, thank you for attending. Finally, I'd like to just say a few words about my Blue Angel family. The Blue Angel experience is unique and showcased the teamwork, professionalism, and excellence of the United States Navy and Marine Corps. I was blessed to have flown with some of the world's best pilots, officers, men and women on 5 different Blue Angel teams. My experience made the experience with the Blue Angel amazing. People like my boss, who was Gil Rude, Mark Burchell, Wayne Wonar, Cliff Skelton, Kevin Lawler, John Kirby, who is the Pentagon spokesman, Mike Campbell, and many, many others, all made my experience a wonderful experience. Finally, I would like to leave you with these words of wisdom and principles that kept me focused on the road less traveled. You can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. What lies behind you or what lies in front of you is not nearly as important as what lies inside of you. When there is no faith in the future, there is no power in the present. And finally, don't let the pressures of your job take the pleasure out of your work. In closing, I have learned this simple truth. You should always have something great to look forward to because the best is yet to come. Thank you very much.